Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside your cat's mind? Behind those watchful eyes and almost theatrical movements, there's a logic, sometimes mysterious but always fascinating, and the more we try to decode it, the more surprised we become. Cats are both predictable and unpredictable, subtle and dramatic, cold and deeply affectionate. And maybe it's exactly that contrast that makes us fall in love with them. Today we're going to explore 11 curious cat behaviors that, although they might seem strange, actually reveal a lot about how they feel, and maybe about how they feel toward you. Sometimes your cat just stops and stares at you, without blinking. And it's not a distracted gaze, it's like they're reading your soul. For many people that's uncomfortable. But in the feline world, a fixed stare can be a profound sign of trust and mindfulness. They are there, fully present, watching you as an important part of their environment. And if they blink slowly, that's pure love. This slow blink is considered the cat's kiss, a silent, almost secret gesture of affection that says, "I trust you, and I feel at peace here." And anyone who lives with cats knows this. Out of nowhere, everything seems calm, until they suddenly dart through the house like something invisible is chasing them. A sudden burst of energy that starts and ends without warning. These unexpected episodes are called zoomies, and they happen when a cat needs to release built-up energy, often because they've spent the whole day sleeping or just watching the world from the window. It might look like some supernatural performance, but it's just their way of keeping both body and mind active. And deep down, it's a living reminder that even the laziest creature still carries the spirit of a hunter inside. Another classic behavior, sleeping in the most unlikely places. A tight box, inside the sink, in the laundry basket. Cats seek out small, dark, warm spots because those spaces make them feel safe. It's as if they're creating a secret little shelter, just for themselves, where they can finally let their guard down. They choose these places to feel invisible to the world, and at the same time, protected by it. And if that place happens to smell like you, even better. Your cat wants to feel close to you, even while hiding. It's their way of being with you, without really being with you. Now maybe you've experienced this confusing moment. The cat bites your finger, and right after, starts licking it. First a microaggression, then affection. Weird? Only until you realize this is actually a sign of intense affection, a mix of emotion and love they haven't quite learned to balance yet. They got excited, maybe felt vulnerable, and then tried to make up for it. As if saying, "My bad, I love you so much, but I'm a cat, and this is confusing for me." And when they show up with a strange little gift, a sock, a bottle cap, an old toy, it might seem random, but to your cat, these are valuable offerings, items they hunted for you. It's their way of including you in their world, as if saying, "Look what I brought for us." A simple gesture, but full of meaning, almost like an ancestral offering from someone who still sees themselves as the guardian of your survival. Purring is another mystery of its own. Most people think cats only purr when they're happy, but that's not exactly true. They also purr when they're scared, in pain, or trying to soothe themselves. Purring is like a physiological mantra, a rhythmic vibration that helps the body regulate itself. Science has already begun studying the therapeutic effects of these frequencies, and some research suggests that purring can even help regenerate tissue, reduce stress, and ease inflammation. It's as if the cat's own body is saying, "Stay calm, we're going to be okay." And who hasn't been completely ignored by their own cat when coming home? You open the door, heart full of longing, and they don't even bother to lift their head. But that's not indifference. It's control. Cats like to show they're in charge of their own time. They assess the environment before showing affection. But pay attention. Often, a few minutes later, they approach, slowly, unhurried, and they brush against your foot, or jump into your lap. They came, in their own way. And that's worth more than any over-the-top welcome. Another curious and absolutely irresistible behavior is when a cat starts making biscuits with their paws. This movement comes from kittenhood, when they would need their mother to stimulate milk. Today, when they do this on your lap, it means they feel at home, safe, loved. Some even purr while doing it. And it's almost impossible not to smile in that moment. It's one of the greatest signs of affection a cat can give. Perhaps the cutest, and at the same time most strategic of feline gestures, is when they rub their face on you, or on the couch, or on any object in the house. That's territorial marking. With special scent glands in their face, cats spread their scent on the places they love. When they do that to you, they're saying, "You're mine," and that makes me feel calm. And of course, there's always that classic moment when they decide to lie on your laptop, notebook, or freshly folded clothes. Why? Because it's warm, it smells like you, and it has your attention. Cats know exactly where your focus is, and they like to remind you that in the end, you belong to them. But perhaps the most intriguing behavior of all is when they lie belly up, showing you the most vulnerable part of their body, and the moment you try to pet it, they smack you. That's because showing the belly is an act of extreme trust, but it's not necessarily an invitation to touch. It's as if they're saying, "I trust you, but hold on, I'm still a cat." Every gesture, no matter how subtle, carries a message. Understanding these signs is like learning a new language, the silent, symbolic, and sincere language of cats. In the end, living with a cat is like trying to decipher a poem written in silences, in pauses, in gentle touches that say everything without needing to say a word. They don't say, "I love you," with words, but they say it with a raised tail, with a soft purr on your lap, with choosing your chest as their favorite pillow. When a cat trusts you, they share pieces of their world and wait in silence for you to understand. And little by little, we learn. We learn that biting can be affection, that ignoring can be a form of respect, and that a simple head bump can be the most sincere hug of the day. Many owners say their cats sense their moods, that they come closer when we're sick, sad, or feeling alone. Cats notice. They feel. They watch us with the same focus they give a bird outside the window, with patience, with calm, and with a strange kind of wisdom. If you've ever experienced one of those magical moments with your cat, or noticed a unique behavior only your cat has, tell me in the comments. Who knows, maybe your story will inspire the next video. And if you feel like you understand your cat just a little bit better after all this, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Here we don't just love cats, we listen to what they're trying to tell us. See you next time, and give your feline a little cuddle for me.